Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village nestled right at the edge of a vast green forest, lived a cheerful and kind-hearted little girl. Everyone in the village, from the baker to the blacksmith, knew her as Little Red Riding Hood. Can you guess why? It's because she was never seen without a beautiful bright red cloak with a matching hood. This wasn't just any cloak. It was a very special gift from her beloved grandmother, who lived on the other side of the forest. Red Riding Hood cherished this cloak so much that she wore it every single day. She wore it when she was helping her mother tend to the colorful flowers in their garden, and she wore it while playing hide-and-seek with her friends amongst the village houses. The flash of red was a familiar, happy sight for everyone. One particularly sunny morning, as birds sang sweetly in the trees, Red Riding Hood's mother called her into their cozy kitchen. The room was filled with the delicious smell of freshly baked bread. "Red Riding Hood," her mother said with a warm smile, "I have a special job for you today. Your dear grandmother isn't feeling very well, and I'd like you to take this basket of food to her." She motioned to a woven basket sitting on the table, filled to the brim with goodies. "There are some crunchy nuts, sweet fruits, a loaf of my fresh bread, and some of her favorite honey cakes inside. I'm sure a visit from you and these treats will cheer her up immensely." Red Riding Hood's face lit up with excitement. She loved visiting her grandmother more than anything. "Of course, Mother. I'll go right away," she exclaimed, grabbing the basket. Her mother carefully placed the red hood over her daughter's head and tied the cloak's ribbons. "Now listen carefully," her mother said, her expression turning a little more serious. "The path through the forest is straight and clear. Do not stray from it. Don't stop to pick flowers, and most importantly, do not talk to any strangers you might meet along the way. Promise me you'll go straight to your grandmother's house." Red Riding Hood, eager to begin her journey, nodded enthusiastically. "I promise, Mother. I'll be as quick as a bunny." With a wave and a happy skip in her step, she set off down the path leading into the great whispering forest. The forest was a magical place. Sunlight dappled through the tall canopy of leaves, creating dancing patterns on the ground. Colorful butterflies fluttered by, and squirrels chattered as they scurried up ancient oak trees. Red Riding Hood hummed a happy tune as she walked, the basket swinging gently on her arm. She remembered her mother's warning, but the forest was just so beautiful. Soon, she saw a patch of the most vibrant wildflowers she had ever seen. "Oh, how lovely," she thought to herself. "Grandmother would adore a bouquet of these. It will only take a moment." Forgetting her promise, she stepped off the path and began to gather the flowers. Just as she was picking a beautiful bluebell, a deep, smooth voice startled her. "Good morning, little girl." She looked up and saw a large, gray wolf with clever, shining eyes standing before her. He had a smile that seemed a little too wide. "And where might you be going on this fine day?" he asked politely. Red Riding Hood, who had never seen a wolf before, didn't sense any danger. She thought he seemed quite charming. "Good morning, Mr. Wolf," she replied sweetly. "I'm on my way to my grandmother's house. She's not feeling well, so I'm bringing her this basket of delicious food to help her feel better." The wolf's ears twitched with interest. "Your grandmother, you say, and where does she live?" he purred, inching a little closer. "Oh, her cottage is just a little further through the woods," Red Riding Hood explained, pointing with her bouquet. "It's the one just past the 3 big oak trees with the lovely white fence." The wolf's smile grew even wider. "What a kind granddaughter you are," he said. "Look at all these other beautiful flowers over here. Why don't you take your time and pick a truly magnificent bouquet for her? I'm sure she'd appreciate it." The wolf then bid her farewell and trotted off, disappearing into the trees. But he wasn't just going for a stroll. He took a secret, shorter path, a shortcut he knew well, and raced ahead, his mind filled with a cunning and wicked plan. While Red Riding Hood happily continued picking flowers, the wolf arrived at the grandmother's cottage. He knocked gently on the door. "Who's there?" called a weak voice from inside. The wolf disguised his voice, making it high and sweet. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," he squeaked. "I've brought you a basket of treats." The grandmother, too ill to get up, called out, "Oh, how wonderful, my dear. The door is unlocked. Just lift the latch and come in." The wolf grinned, lifted the latch, and slipped inside. What happened next was quick and terrible. A short while later, Red Riding Hood finally arrived, her arms full of flowers. The door was slightly ajar. "Grandmother," she called out, stepping inside. "I'm here." Something felt strange. The cottage was darker than usual. She walked over to the bed, where a figure was tucked under the covers, wearing her grandmother's nightcap pulled low over his face. "My grandmother," Red Riding Hood said, leaning closer. "What big ears you have." "The better to hear you with, my dear," came a gruff reply. "And grandmother, what big eyes you have." "The better to see you with, my dear." Red Riding Hood felt a shiver of fear. "But grandmother, what big teeth you have." The wolf threw off the covers and leaped up, roaring, "The better to eat you with." But just as the wolf lunged, the cottage door burst open. A brave woodsman who had been passing by had heard the commotion. He had seen the wolf sneaking around earlier and grew suspicious. With one swift action, he saved Red Riding Hood from the wolf's clutches. And what about the grandmother? Well, when they looked around, they heard a faint noise coming from the wardrobe. The clever grandmother had hidden just in time. They opened it, and out she came safe and sound. Red Riding Hood hugged her grandmother tightly, promising never to stray from the path or talk to strangers ever again. From that day on, she was a much wiser little girl. And they all enjoyed the delicious treats from the basket together. And that's the story of Little Red Riding Hood. It's a great reminder to always listen to the grown-ups who care about you. If you enjoyed our story today, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more classic tales. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.